Being Pollution, welcome to another edition of Shoot and Plink. This is going to be part 2 of the test and evaluation of the Umarex Ruger Mark IV. And it's going to be the comparison with the Buck Mark, also an Umarex product. And in order to make it really more fair, I have removed the Browning sight that I had on it. I had an actual Browning reflex sight with the red dot, and that was on here. It makes it very, very accurate. So we're going to talk about the guns themselves. This is the Browning, and here's the Ruger. First off, the grips. I love this grip on the Buck Mark. It has got the finger grip. It is rubberized. It's got a much beefier feel to it, weight-wise, and in fact, the grip here, you got kind of a plastic grip, smooth, what have you. Weight-wise, it evidently has cut down on the weight because this is at 1.35 pounds, where this one is at 1.53 pounds. 1.35, 1.53. They actually reversed it. Anyway, this one has got a Picatinny rail. It's got a tall sight if you're using open sights like this. This one does not have a rail. It does have an adjustable sight. This one also, like I said, they're adjustable sights, so we're good on those. This has got a fiber optic sight. The one thing that I've noticed on this one's also got somewhat of a longer barrel, but if you look down it, not really, because that's a wide open barrel, as you can see on it. And here's this one, you can see on the front. So they're a little bit different that way. I don't know if that's got any effect on anything or not. This one, as far as the brake, you'll see this has got a longer bar here that comes out, where this one's got a shorter one. The brake wise, pretty easy, but this gun has been used a lot. This one, a little harder. Trigger pull, they both do the same thing as far as resetting the safety as you do it. Now, I'll show you on trigger pull, because there's nothing in them, as you can see. Take the safety off. Here's this one. Okay. And here's this one. A little bit harder pull. I don't have one of those gauges, otherwise I'd show you, but it's a little bit harder pull. I don't know if you could tell that or not. This is a little sticky. This one's quite easy when there's nothing in it. This one, just a little bit of a stickiness, and maybe that's what makes it a little harder pull. I don't know. But what we're going to do is we're going to shoot these to compare them. And I've got the target up here. I've got the Ruger over there and the Browning on that side. I've got an R and a B, so you can tell. And we're going to shoot them from 7 yards. We're going to make it so that it's a comparison with them this way. We're going to go with 7 yards. This is a very good 5-yard gun. This one's pretty good at all of them, but again, I used the red dot a lot. So hopefully it's still adjusted. This one I have not done a tremendous amount of adjusting on windage like I did on this one, because you might remember, I'll put these side by side and you can see. Look at that back sight, the difference in how far over the other one is. This one was way off, and plus it had a lot of elevation problems. This one was pretty good, but we're going to find out. And we're going to shoot the same pellet out of both of them. So again, that'll make it pretty much equal, although this one is awful ammo picky. And I think what we'll go with is the Norma. I got those right here. They're a very good pellet. I don't have as many of those. I got some Sig Sawyers, and I just wasn't sure as to which one that I should go with. But I think I'll go with the Norma, because that is an 8.2 grain pellet. A little bit heavier. That one's a 7.7. I'm not going to go with the hobbies on this one. So let me get you zoomed in here. And we're going to go back to 7 yards, and we'll shoot the Browning, or no, we'll shoot the Ruger first and see how that does. And then I will get this one and we'll shoot it. So I'm going to lay that here, take the Ruger back with me, and let's go shoot. Alright, I fired 5 rounds with that. Now we'll grab the old Browning Buck Mark and see what happens there. Why don't we do this again? And what we're going to do is we're going to drop and wait. We're going to go clear down to a 7 grain. We're going to go to the RWS, which are 7. So we'll use the RWS hobbies, and we'll see what it does with the two of them. Well, looking at, from what I can see, and you could see it while I was shooting, let me get this out of here. It looks like the Ruger actually won, but I have not adjusted these sights in a long time. I'd make it fair because I had the Buck Mark red dot on there, which might make a difference. We can see here that I've got a lot of them in here with the Ruger. There's no doubt about that, because here's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know where the 10th one went, unless it went right down through here. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they all fired high. Again, that could be because I did not pre-adjust those sights. All I did was I took off the red dot and that was it. And in fact, what do you say just to see what happens. I'll put that red dot back on, and I mean it could be way off by now, because of the fact once you take them off and on, you just never know. But I'll put that back on that gun, and we'll fire it a few times at this, and we'll see the difference. So let me go get that, and that's what I'll do. Okay, I got it on here, and we're going to take those Norma again. We're going to take those back there, and we're going to fire it and see if there is a difference. I got to see that I got batteries in this thing, or did I turn it on? No, I got it on. That'll probably be my luck. The batteries will be out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm going to turn this off to save while I go back there. And then again, we'll take the Norma pellets and we'll see what happens with this. As you see, that time most of them went down low. Before it was all up here, then they were down here. Probably because it needs adjusted. Again, you know, and I took it off, and that's what happens. A lot of times when you take a red dot or anything off like that, you're going to have to adjust it again because it's just not mounted the same, or you may have jarred it, or who knows what it is. Plus the fact, I think the batteries may be running out. I'm not sure. I had to turn that clear up to 7, which is the highest intensity you have on this, and that's what I had to do with it. And so I'm not sure I've even got it mounted in the same position. It may have been just a little bit further forward. I'm just not too sure. I think it might be one off like that, and that can make the difference too. If you don't put it back exactly the way it was and everything like that, it can make a difference. A possibility. But anyway, it gives you somewhat of a comparison onto what these will do. Again, all these were, and this is all from 7 yards, with and this on both the lower grain and the higher grain pellet hit within here, so that's not too bad for that Ruger. Really did a pretty doggone good job. This one, if I'd had either sight adjusted properly, it would have probably done about the same, because I've always been able to nail things with this. And as far as plinking goes, well, I know they'd all plink like crazy, and I think, you know, I don't remember what the exact velocity of this is, but we're going to be testing both these. We're going to be comparing that as well. I'm going to put this over here somewhere, and we're going to be comparing the velocities on these when we get the chronograph out, but I want it to be a little bit warmer weather. Otherwise, you can really tell the difference in the weight, well, especially now because it's got the addition of this sight, but you can tell the difference in the weight on this and the handling. They are both quite comparable to as far as shooting goes. Adjustments, no. The sight adjustments, it's been so doggone long since I actually used this open sight on this gun, I really couldn't tell you. It didn't seem like it was all that great either, but it was more of an elevation problem, which is probably it, because, well, on that target I showed you, everything went high, and I can't really, I don't think, bring it down much lower on here, because you can see the rear sight. This is the Buck Mark again. You can see the rear sight. I think I've got it. It might go down just a little bit more, and that might be what needs to be done in order to use this. And this has got such a tall front sight. you got to kind of get used to how you want to do that too, because you sure don't take that whole sight into there. There's no doubt about that. The sight picture you want is with it down a little bit, well, actually right between those bars. And as you can see in your notch, that is a shallow notch. So and of course you're trying to see over the top of this rail as well. So that's, anyway, that's the Buck Mark. But the thing that we've been talking about now is this one, the Ruger Mark IV. And again, it is, boy, I picked that up. There's a lot of difference. I mean, you don't think of that at first. But it does have, even though it doesn't have the rubberized grip in that, it does have a very comfortable grip to it. And I'm certainly not unhappy with the shooting that we had there, because I had, how many of them that went? Well, there's at least two, and I mean, you got two others around the center right here, and the others went out there. And some of those could have been the lighter weight pellets, because this gun doesn't really seem to do well with lightweight pellets. I'd say use something that's over 7 grain. And like I said, the Norma, that's an 8.2, where the Sig Sauer, which we did not shoot, that one is a 7.7. It wouldn't have made any difference with this, because this is a sight situation with this. Otherwise, those sights are pretty much right down that path like this, where you'd want it as far as windage goes. I think windage it's on pretty good. It's just the elevation on this one, on its regular sights, and evidently that other one too. I don't know why, because I've never had it shooting that low, but I've never taken it off of there either. So that makes a difference. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.